Disclaimer: the Irish accent used in this video is not meant to demean the Irish in any way. Thank you. Greetings. Top of the day to you. At this time in the Bradycombs, we're going to talk about something green, and it's not just the Irish. Well, I may not keep the accent going the entire time, but I figured I'd go through all my books and take a look and find the ones that have green covers. This has nothing to do with St Paddy's Day or any such thing as that. It's green. It's green. Like the Irish. Well, the Isles of Irish. So I actually had more than I thought I might, but not an incredible amount. So I don't know how long this is going to wind up going. But see, I'm going to stop because I just went into an English accent there for a moment. So to begin with, we've got this by Mark Hodder. This is the first in the Burton and Swinburne series, The Strange Affair of Spring-Heeled Jack. I'm going to have to read the back cover on this because out of the several books in here, the way this guy writes is amazing. It is more steampunky, certainly a science fiction-y of a kind, but let's read the back for you. It is 1861, and Albertian Britain is in the grip of conflicting forces. Engineers transform the landscape with bigger, faster, noisier, and dirtier technological wonders. Eugenicists develop specialist animals that provide unpaid labor. Libertines oppose restrictive and unjust laws and flood the country with propaganda demanding a society based on beauty and creativity, while the rakes push the boundaries of human behavior to the limits with magic, sexuality, drugs, and anarchy. Returning from his failed expedition to find the source of the Nile, explorer, linguist, scholar, and swordsman Sir Richard Francis Burton finds himself sucked into the perilous depths of this moral and ethical vacuum when the Prime Minister, Lord Palmerston, employs him as a king's spy. His first mission? To investigate the sexual assaults committed by a weird apparition known as Spring-Heeled Jack. To find out why chimney sweeps are being kidnapped by half-men, half-dog creatures, and to discover the whereabouts of his badly injured former friend John Hanning Speke. So, a good deal of history, a good deal of... Oh, it's just incredible. If you get a chance to read it, I would certainly do so. Following up on that, another green book, can you believe it? The Mythago Cycle by Robert Holdstock. I'm going to have to read some of this as well. This is actually a compilation of two of the books in the cycle, but this is also pretty incredible. Ryhope Wood, a 3 mile square piece of woodland in rural Herefordshire. On the outside, but inside, is a primeval, intricate labyrinth of trees and strange lands, impossibly huge, unforgettable, and stronger than time itself. It has remained unchanged since the Ice Age, and it is sentient. I think I'll leave that there. It's the Mythago are historical, mythical, possible figures that take physical shape in the forest. And obviously, ancient hoary forests and the household on the outskirts of the forest are embroiled in what goes on in there. Several of the family members disappear into the forest, and one returning from World War II decides to investigate. So those are the ones I'm going to go into the deeper behind the scenes in because they're a little bit difficult to explain. Now this one, London Falling. This one is about 3 police officers in England that get the sight. It's an urban fantasy, I should say. They wind up getting the sight that allows them to see evil, to see if someone is evil, and they use that to obviously solve cases and such. But whoa, see, there's my notes going away. So history, it's a history entwined with the pursuit of evil, an age-old witch, and they have the fellows figuring out just how much they're going to sacrifice to take down this witch and clean up their city. Now, this one I've mentioned in another video, so you can just have to go back and find that one. This is a read that I'm hopefully going to do this month. But good stuff, men's action, I believe they call it. Next is the Belgariad, books 1 and 2. Excuse me. So in this, you've got the theft of an orb, ancient prophecy, and a farm boy destined for greatness. A lot of tropes, but the way this guy writes, I know there's some personal issues with the guy. Apparently, not nice to his children, shall we say. But his writing and the stories that he does, that he writes, are pretty amazing, wonderful, and well, the sequels are repetitive, pretty much the same thing that he's done before, but it's still pretty good. Next, Philip Jose Farmer. Difficult to choose any specific book, but this one is green, so it's in this video. Now, Tarzan Alive is an autobiography he wrote, obviously, for Tarzan, Lord Greystoke. And it's also part of his Wold Newton universe, which kind of connects a whole bunch of literary characters, fictional characters, and also historical characters. And I'm considering, although that's going to be kind of difficult, doing a video on that. But it's very, very interesting. I might have to consider that in the future. We shall see. Maybe by that time I'll edit better and not and trip all over my tongue and silly things like that. Next, Dan Jones, The Wolves of Winter. This is actually the second book in the Essex Dogs. I think it's just going to be a trilogy. I believe the third book is out now. I have yet to acquire it, but it's the Essex Dogs are a tight group of men. Fighting with King Edward in the beginning of the 100 Years' Wars in the 1300s. Some men fight for glory, some men fight for coin. The Essex Dogs fight for each other. So, historical fiction, but Dan Jones, who is a historian and has written many books, many books, many history books. So I think he's the guy to probably go through that stuff with and enjoy. Boy, this isn't going so well, but I'm not going to edit. Next is The Supernaturals by David Lynn Goldman, or David L. Goldman in this. That's the first of his delving into, I believe, 3 books dealing with the supernatural. He's better known for, I think now, 11 or 12 books in the Event Group series, which is it's a science fiction-y action adventure. I mean, there's time travel, there's dinosaurs, there's a whole bunch of stuff in it, aliens even. So, but in this, in particular, it's a tragic investigation at a place called the Summer Place, ended in the deaths of several investigators, leaving one more or less sane living. But 7 years later, a producer gets the idea to do a live broadcast, of course, on the night of Halloween and somehow convinces the survivor to join in on that. And then, of course, the feces impacts with the air circulation unit. It's cider. So, what could possibly go wrong with such a situation, especially with a live broadcast? Next, Dennis L. McKiernan. This is one of the umpteen books that are in his Mythgar series. This one is standalone, and the Tower or City of Jade, a group of adventurers go off in search of it and then have to deal with nasty stuff. Dark sorcery, danger, and death. Emails coming in. Next, then, is that's coming in okay, I guess. This is it is, I guess you could consider it fiction, but the World of Lore, David, good Lord, Aaron Mankey has a podcast called Lore, and these basically take the evil people, wicked mortals is the name of the book, and so he kind of just writes down those podcasts in word form and made a book out of it. Pretty simple. Next, I don't know, many people heard about this, The Witcher. I don't know what that is. Kidding. This is, I think, the third book in the Witcher series, and just continues his adventures. I think he's wounded in this one and has to deal with continuing on while wounded. Not too much to actually say about it, other than it's The Witcher and his adventures continue. Next, Sherlock Holmes. I think I may have mentioned that I enjoy Sherlock Holmes a bit. This is a pastiche written by James Lovegrove, which follows it's a sequel to The Hound of the Baskervilles. And I will just say that James Lovegrove, he's written many other genres. He's got a whole different series of, gods and such. But he writes Sherlock Holmes as if he is, I can't think of the word, but just like Conan Doyle was writing. He's really, really very good. And finally, yeah, I know, good God, thank God, it's the final. Empire of Grass. This is the second book in the Last King of Osten-Ard. Some of you may be thinking, what about Green Angel Tower, Brad? Well, I've got a book, but it's in storage elsewhere, and I don't recall that the actual cover is actually green, but actually, I heard that. Too many actuallys. This one has a green cover, and basically it continues on with the possible invasion that is going to destroy Simon's kingship and empire. So that's pretty much it. As I say, I'm surprised I didn't have more green books. I got so many dang books. But who knew? So I will keep trying to say, as I did in a couple of previous videos, that this hopefully will become a little bit more professional as time goes on. Things are keeping me from being able to purchase better equipment. Things not worth really going into, but I figure I'll just keep doing these things for as long as I possibly can, and eventually I get a better setup and just keep pushing on. Next time, I think I might not be so much in the way of books, but start a little bit of my writing journey, such as it is. Well, actually, I think I mentioned it's been going on for decades, but it was only recently that I thought that I could even consider writing a book of any kind, and that started off as just kind of a whim to get an idea out of my head. So, this being the week of St. Paddy's Day, I'll just leave off by wishing you all a happy St. Paddy's Day, a glorious week, and a grand several days. Sure, that sounds good. The bit of the pure, here's to you.